Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Pigeon Coop. Greetings, my pigeons and YouTube archaeologists. I hope that you are ready for a very different kind of stream today, where instead of playing a game, we're going to be finding out what the hell this game really actually is. So last week, I dove blindly into the world of the game Library of Ruina, which is apparently set in an already established universe, and I know absolutely nothing about it. The game is a lot of fun, even without any foreknowledge on my part, but I find the world to be really interesting, and I want to find out more about it. So that's what we're going to be doing pretty much the entire stream today. We're going to be looking through all the various journals and everything that I collected. Yes, that's right, lore stream. I don't know why I said it like that. I just felt like it. And today's stream not sponsored by Cactus Cooler Soda. I wish it were, though. Ready for that sweet sip ASMR? Oh yes, best soda on the planet. Don't at me. But yeah, so we're gonna be reading through all the various entries that I've collected thus far, and anytime I come across a term that I don't understand, I'm just gonna look it up. And you're gonna learn about this world along with me. And I'm sure some of you may or may not already know quite a bit about this world, so who knows? Not me. Let's just go ahead and open up the game and get started with it. We are going to be playing this more tomorrow. We will actually progress the story in the game. So do get ready for that one. I got lowered somehow. Fix myself. There we go. Check myself before I riggedy wreck myself. Golly. Yes, I remember this one. Killed their buddy for the crime of stealing cake. It's not actually why we killed them, but that's why I killed them. How dare you? No. We've seen the opening already. Alright. Into the credenza. Alright. I don't know exactly where I should start. In there. Okay. Patron library story, books, main story. Okay. Whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so this is all the cutscenes that we watched. And I'm assuming this is like the various cutscenes throughout there. So let's just go into here. Yeah, here we go. So now we can find out all about the peeps. Lenny. Want to hear a secret? This is kind of embarrassing, but I used to have a dream once. I've been told that someone in the chat last time when I was playing this game said that these are all kind of journal entries from the various characters. So yeah, probably all gonna be in some kind of first person perspective for all these entries. I used to have a dream once, like Pete does now. Yeah, I know. I'm still younger than him with a long future ahead of me. Nah, about that. But what could I do? Life's too rough for that. Others say that rats are a pathetic bunch who were too incompetent to even join the smallest syndicate, let alone a wing. I don't know what the difference is between a syndicate and a wing. I'm gonna have to look that up in a minute. Filthy losers who feed on junk and leftovers, not making any effort to change. Back when I was a young kid, I didn't like that. I thought I was better than those rats. So I decided to get into Examinee Town. Little did I know that it'd be the one choice I'd regret the most. I begged and nagged at my parents, wanting to achieve that stupid dream. How'd it go, you ask? Seems you're just as stupid, aren't you? I wouldn't be hanging out with these folks if I made it, now would I? What I'm saying is, dreaming won't do jack shit for you. They didn't end up here because they gave up trying. Hell, they wouldn't have set foot on this guy in the first place if they had at what it takes to achieve their dreams. You get it now? Pete's a huge idiot. Well, you know what they say about trash ending up together in a pile. Alright, so let's see here. We're gonna open up Google for the first time here and try to figure out what these what's the difference between a syndicate and a wing. What do we got here? hit caps lock at the end, don't mind me. Syndicates are organizations in the city that are the opposing forces of fixers. They are one of the main types of guests in the game. Yep, fair enough. Open up the fixer one. Being the unlawful counterparts of fixers, syndicates are made up of thugs and gangsters who commit several shady, dubious activities, often linked to organized crime, and share a common goal. They tend to try to make names for themselves in the back streets, which they primarily operate in by black markets, contraband, trafficking, and hit jobs, to name a few. While they can do jobs, fixers usually are hired to do. It's more risky trusting a syndicate than an office or association. Oh boy, we're opening more things. We're going down the rabbit hole, boys. Syndicates formed by denizens of the city come in different sizes and scopes. Countless of smaller sizes exist to an extent where Roland considered there to be as many as the amount of fixers that exist. While syndicates are generally viewed as criminal organizations, not all syndicates are actually bad, as some choose not to take the responsibilities and restrictions that being a fixer or an office or association brings. Certain syndicates even exist to hunt down other syndicates, operating more like unlawful offices, if not resembling something akin to vigilante groups. Now that's my kind of syndicate. The guaranteed way a syndicate to gain power is to raid and wipe out offices. The bigger and more seasoned an office is, the larger the infamy is gained. Also, wings, open that up, sometimes hire syndicates as thugs to handle business they can't do officially. Syndicates are sorted in the social hierarchy system, with their powerful bosses dictating backstreets at the top, but the ones that stand above all of them are the five fingers, who are labeled the stars of the city. Okay, open that one up too. And we're gonna go straight into wings, because that was just mentioned. Ooh, pretty. Singularities are manifested day after day. Everything changes in the blink of an eye. The wings and the head control this world. Now humanity cannot live without their constraints. So wings, also known as the Wings of the World, are a group of the 26 largest, most powerful conglomerates in the city. They act as the governing bodies of their respective nests of the city districts. Open that up. Powered by their singularities. Open that up too, why not? Golly, this is a rabbit hole. Patented technologies that can blatantly violate the laws of physics. The wings are directly ruled by the head. They open up that one already? Nope. That one, why not? The eye and the claw. What, no links for the eye and the claw? No love for them? Alright, fine. The enigmatic supreme authority of the city. The wings and their agents are among the major antagonistic factions in the Library of Ruina. Okay. I'm only going to be digging into the surface level here. Yeah, I figured as much. I'm only digging into the surface level just to get an idea of what anything is, so that way I don't get things spoiled. I'm doing my best to be careful. I imagine some things will get accidentally spoiled for me, but hopefully we'll keep that damage to a minimum. Okay. Nests. Nothing in nests. Okay, this was I've been deceived. A singularity is the unique, fantastical technology a wing possesses which seemingly defies all known laws of physics. The corporation exploits its singularity in order to conduct business. Okay. So a singularity is basically like magic technology. To know and manipulate all the secrets of a world that is the privilege of the head, the eye, and the claws is their honor and absolute power. No one dare stand against them as long as they exist. The tail of the nest will never reach its close. I still don't know what the nest is. The head is the supreme government of the city and the leader of the wings. It consists of 3 wings, a corp, A Corp, B Corp, and C Corp, who reside at the center of the city. Okay, so the head is basically like, well, the head, it's literally just what it sounds like. It's the leader of this whole kit and caboodle. Fixers. Fixers are hired mercenaries that operate throughout the city. They're one of the main types of guests in the game. Fixers are hired hands who perform a multitude of tasks ranging from dangerous activities like combat, assassination, or air expedition to the ruins, to less directly violent tasks like negotiating contracts or gathering intelligence. In short, any job requiring skills that the average person would not have. Most of the work fixers receive come from the back streets, though they still have demand the nest. What is the nest? Why are there links to nests that are just blank? Why? Why you do this? If someone in chat wants to tell me what the nest is or what it means in this context, I'd appreciate it. Nests are of a nice part of the district, overseen by the wing and that resides there. Oh, see, that's not that. Why can't you write the wiki, Setsuna? While overall rates of crime are lower, nest residents may still seek the protection of a fixer, while corporations may require their specialized skills. The lifestyle of fixers is seen by outsiders as idealistic, as many view fixers as real-life heroes. Common city folk hear the adventures of famous fixers and view the profession as an escape from the monotonous everyday jobs, as well as a chance to make a quick profit. Okay, so fixers are basically like Shadowrunners. If anyone's familiar with the series Shadowrun, if you're not, definitely recommend it. Fantastic series. Basically, like if you were to take the Lord of the Rings with all these elves and orcs and trolls and all that and set it into a dystopian cyberpunk future, that's essentially Shadowrun. It's the greatest thing on the planet. Don't at me. Becoming a licensed fixer is as easy as passing a physical test given by the HANA Association, the organization officially in charge of all fixer activities. Unfortunately, this is the easiest part of fixer life. Putting aside the dangers of the business, it also offers none of the freedom that people would believe it to have. Excuse me. Most lines of fixer work are life-threatening to begin with. On top of the lawlessness of the backstreets, even a pack of rats can potentially overwhelm a novice fixer. Not even offices, the business organizations and home bases of fixers are safe, as criminal syndicates will periodically conduct office raids without warning for various reasons, going so far as to wipe them out entirely. It's not uncommon for a fixer to lose their colleagues in this way. Because of their high death rate, fixers tend to avoid forming close social ties with each other. Kind of like the main character. What was the name? Roland? I'm sorry, I'm probably making people mad by even asking what the protagonist's name is, but I've played the game once last Thursday. Give me a break. Yeah, he's very much like that. As a result, the common understanding amongst fixers is to stay professional, keep personal life and work life separate, and avoid any passion or sympathetic feelings. This doesn't mean that relationships between fixers, especially romantic ones, do not occur, but they are more likely than not to end in tragedy. Earning a living as a fixer is not as easy as it is believed to be either. Proper equipment and physical augmentations are all but required just for basic protections, both of which can reach inordinate prices, especially in maintenance costs. Making matters worse is a heavy tax levied on fixers by the head on top of other taxes associated with city life. Capitalism. Independent work is not easy to come by. Fixers take work based on requests made by a client and are paid upon each request completion. There are no restrictions on type of work, type of request, or client they receive, though this is not the issue. With a high number of fixers and fixer offices throughout the city, competition is intense, and only those who stand out above the rest will be visible to the public. Supply and demand even for mercenary work. Independent fixers rarely find success because of their inability to market themselves as well as a formal office. Though this is more of a concern for lower-end fixers. Under an office, the freedom of a fixer is further limited, as any task they try to undertake must be approved by their office. There are some exceptions and loopholes, but generally, true self-determination without answering to any superior is almost impossible to attain for an average fixer. The only requirement of a fixer when taking a request is that it must be logged and reported to the HANA Association, and that fixers must not threaten clients to get requests. However, a common practice is for both sides of a request to make a binding contract, as it is too easy for either side to betray their agreement without one. Entire offices exist to create, verify, and enforce contracts, the only solid assurances of sincerity in the city. Okay. Yeah, it's like man's name. I forgot that you call him Leg Man. He is very much like 60% leg. Oh, hierarchy. Now we're talking. I remember Roland saying that he was like a grade 9 fixer. So I'm very curious to see like I picture it. I haven't started reading this yet, but I'm picturing like these different grades as like different like degrees of belts, like in martial arts. You know, you get your white belt, your yellow belt, blue belt, whatever, and eventually you get to black belts, or first degrees, second degree, third degree, what have you. I pictured this as like similar to the hierarchy. You really got to earn your higher grades. The fixer hierarchy is built on meritocracy, where more capable fixers are granted increased work options, pay, and recognition. In order to easily represent this, all fixers in offices are assigned a numerical grade ranging from 9 to 1 by the Hand Association, where grade 9 is the lowest and grade 1 is the highest. Haha, sucks to be you, grade 1's grade 9 is the protagonist here, let's go! While grade 9s are considered not much stronger than a pack of rats, grade 1s are seen as capable of handling jobs like bringing down a star of a city. A fixer office can increase its grade by tackling increasingly difficult requests and improving their merit to the Hand Association, using their request reports as proof. Okay. So, essentially, I lost the ability to talk all of a sudden. So effectively, the grades are like a way of marketing. So once you get a higher grade awarded to you by this association, you effectively become more marketable, and you get probably higher paying, but also more dangerous contracts, and of course more notoriety, which brings you more customers. And yeah, okay, all right, I buy it. Fixer offices are small professional business organizations run by fixers within the city. They're one main type of this blah blah. Offices are the first step of the fixer hierarchy, overseen by the associations. They are regarded as the starting point for all fixers and mainly operate in the back streets, allowing fixers to officially offer their services to the city's populace. It is exceedingly hard for fixers to find work otherwise. New or incompetent fixers do not have the necessary connections or resources to make it on their own without joining even the worst office. Fixers of high prowess are sought after by all offices and are proudly displayed and supported by the offices which are lucky to have them in return. The head of an office is generally called an operator, and they are one of the most responsible for the financial situation of their office, such as paying the monthly rent for their office space. When employed by an office, fixers are not allowed to undertake work on their own without their office's awareness and consent. Just like fixers, offices are graded on a numerical scale, where grade 9 is the lowest and grade 1 is the highest. Wow, even the businesses get grades. Oof. Man, the bureaucracy in this civilization is intense. 1 second. Another sip of our not sponsored soda. Offices vary greatly in size, method, and style, and can be commonly found throughout every district of a city, even the nest. While some offices can have cooperative, almost familiar relationships amongst their members, others will have fixers who have no qualms about betraying and exploiting each other to find success. In fact, one-man offices are also possible, though they are rare. While this can severely limit the amount of work and the income the office will receive, it also allows for more freedom since the office's sole fixer is effectively self-employed. Ooh. That's an appealing description. If I were in this world, that's probably what I would go for, quite honestly. Like, but again, I wasn't born in this world, so maybe there's probably nature versus nurture and all that. From the outside looking in, that's what I'd want to do. I'd want to be a self-employed office. An office's image is essential for marketing purposes. Formality and professionalism attracts clients, and this is reflected most in the attire of the office's fixers. Because of this, most offices use strict dress codes. They will deal with tailors in order to have attire which will both reflect the office's class and provide utility in combat situations. Ah, so that's why Roland wears the fancy suit. Okay, got it. Offices receive work in the form of requests and are paid upon completion of the request. These requests are often put under strict contracts, which act as physical evidence to avoid either side reneging on their deal, as commonly happens without such contracts. Contracts also provide proof of an office's performance for grading purposes. In fact, certain offices exist entirely to handle the official and legal matters relating to contracts. Offices can accept work from any client, wherever they are, an average citizen of the back streets, or even an executive of a wing, and are paid accordingly with room for negotiation. A request made by a wing can pay enough to secure 3 months of an office's finances, while the credibility and reputation that a wing's trust gives is far more valuable to the office's business. Okay. Fixer associations are large professional fixer organizations which operate within the city. They are the major antagonistic factions and guest groups in the game. Okay, so an association is basically like a collection of offices, if I'm understanding that correctly. Associations are comprised of fixers, both combatants and non-combatants, that specialize in more dangerous lines of mercenary work. taking jobs that nobody else wants to do, much like work taken up by individual fixers in offices. This covers a wide variety of work, which is not purely combat-based, including patenting, collecting information, overseeing trade deals. They manage the majority of the offices under their contracts than associate fixers. Fixers employed by associations are generally allowed much greater pay and more high-tech equipment than they would have under a basic office. Regular offices can also agree to enter a cooperative relationship with an association and become an associate office, with both benefits and downsides. On one hand, they are guaranteed a stable income from completing requests given to them by their association. They don't need to worry about other clients. On the other hand, they cannot refuse any requests sent by their association, even ones of which greatly risk destroying the office. Because of their larger structure, associations are capable of covering more ground with their fixers and can take requests from any district. From their various sectional headquarters, associate directors and fixers manage requests from either the city's various denizens or the association's own associate offices. The head of an association, known as the president, while a general manager, the head of an association is known as the president, while a general manager oversees the association's operations. Each association is split into 4 branches based on compass directions and have jurisdiction of the corresponding quarter of the city, and each branch is led by a branch manager. These branches are further subdivided into sections, each of which is run by a director. Sections are ranked from 1 to 6. God, the rankings again! Oh, with 1 being the highest, holding the most experienced fixers, and 6 is the lowest. There are said to be significant difference in pay grade and effectiveness between each section. There are 12 total associations, and each one has its own uniform, rules, method, and specialties. The head association acts as the leader of all the other associations, handling overall management of the associations as well as offices and fixers in general. Oh man, the bureaucracy in this world is crazy. 5 Fingers. The 5 Fingers, also known as the Fingers of the Backstreets or the Hand, are a group of syndicates who are labeled as stars of a city and run the backstreets of the city. They are among the major antagonistic factions and get this group in the game. Ranked as the stars of the city, the 5 Fingers are the largest, most powerful syndicates in the city, having enough power and influence to even rifle the wings themselves. As the term implies, the fingers are comprised of 5 separate syndicates, each named after a type of finger, being the thumb, the index, the middle, the ring, and the pinky. Can you imagine? Are kind of spoilers right now? Yeah, I'm not gonna go past this overview section. Like, can you imagine, like, who drew the short straw to be known as the pinky? Like, that's like, yeah, I picture like everybody in that particular syndicate be like, oh, really? Whatever. The fingers can each have their own territory in every back street and enforce different rules to control them. They have dominance above all other syndicates, absolute power and great influence in the back streets, and are responsible for keeping the latter under control and order. They have so much power and influence that not even the head, the eye, and the claw can easily impose their authority onto them, thus rendering the back streets as untouchable under their jurisdiction. They have very strict rules that those who break them will face very harsh, unforgiving punishments. They also have several syndicates under them as their own subsidiaries who assist in managing the backstreets as well as with other syndicates. Okay, so the main driving forces of this world are basically the associations and the syndicates, with the wings and the fingers being like the top of both of their class. Wow, we went through a lot just by reading Lenny's entry, and we still got a lot more to go. Wow. All right, let's get back to the journals. Yep. Hello. Yep. My hotkey doesn't appear to be working. Hang on a moment. Give me one moment while I check up on my hotkeys here. Why was my hotkey not working? Oh, that's why. Okay. All right, my bad. The hotkey was working fine. I changed the hotkey literally yesterday. Idiot. Okay. Did you know? These grades for each alley in the back streets. There's grades for each alley in the back streets. Funny, ain't it? Trash and a trash can are grading each other. This is pretty much what I was just saying. There's so much bureaucracy in this world and grading. The parts that are under the protection of a syndicate, office, or association are pretty safe. Sweepers can't raid those streets easily. Putting the people who live there in a different grade from those who don't, though, is pointless. Honestly speaking, Sure, it's a bit safer over there, but we're talking about the back streets, get it? You know what's funnier? Even kids would group themselves according to what part of the streets they live in. They'd even shun the others whose clothes or manner don't fit their turf style. I had no choice but to accept this sad truth. You wondering how things were in the alleys I lived? Couldn't afford to pay protection fees to a syndicate, so sweepers came down at night and collected most of my neighbors. I had to witness them take chunks of flesh out of my parents and brothers while they were still breathing. Don't pay me though. My story ain't nothing special around here. Yeesh. Oof. F for Ming Chi. Alright. Good old Pete. There's not a lot of peeps who hang around in the back streets alone. It's cause that's just madness. Weak and dowdy folks got band together to survive. Get into a small syndicate or anything and make a living somehow. Some ignorant fool makes a scene in the back streets on their own. They're just making themselves a target as soon as others notice they're alone. That's why I move in groups. We're called rats for a reason. We crawl about the dark in packs and jump at prey for a chance to bite them apart when we spot one. So you wondering if we rats have any dreams? I guess belonging to a proper syndicate, if any. We're just too tacky and amateurish to be called one. We hate being bound to rules, so hell will freeze over before one of us joins an office, and no rat I know would move to an examinee town study for wing entrance exams. Those nerds at examinee towns ain't too different from rats like us. We're all dreaming silly dreams that'll never come true with our petty skills. An office, a wing, a syndicate, or whatever. Think it's an easy task to belong to a decent group? People just accept what they got and live on. But still, I wanted to have a dream. I have a feeling that a lot of these journal entries are gonna be like me getting a punch in the gut and feeling bad for killing these guys. But that just means the writing is good, so good on them. Oh, Finn. Oh, that's the one that I feel bad about killing the most. I think I read this one. I thought I did. Did I not? Oh, damn it. And then, yeah, I did. I read it all the way through. It's been a while, sis. Actually, I talked to you some time ago. By myself, of course. It sounds a bit lonely, but I'm fine. Today's not going to be the same as the days before. I have good news. I finally joined an office run by this guy named Yoon, and officially became a fixer. You're proud to see your precious younger brother grow up and make, aren't you? Oh, God. Oh, I hate it. Oh. Isn't it cool? I told you. No, twist the knife a little deeper, why don't you? Oh, about Yoon's office. I think it's a really nice place. No, I'm not lying. Our operator Yoon is a bit cold, but he teaches me a lot of things. And there's also Eri, who's my senior. I've yet to be friends with her, but she seems like a good person too. For now, they're giving me small jobs, like searching for lost cats. Maybe they're worried I'm too inexperienced to handle tougher stuff. It's not really fancy, but if I start with these small tasks like this and work up slowly, I'm gonna be a great fixer one day, yeah? My heart's already pumping with excitement. God, I hate it. I hate it. When I become a proud and dashing fixer, I'll buy a nest migration ticket. This entire journal entry is basically just like, aren't you just a terrible, terrible human being? See what you did. Yeah, I do. I didn't want to do it. I could buy all my gear at a workshop thanks to your help and all that. Though that's not all. You always looked after me, sis. It's kind of embarrassing to talk about this. Anyway, don't worry about me and do the things you want to do. You'd rather not. I don't want to think about it. I'm a monster. I know you were always too busy caring for me to pursue. I still got like half a paragraph left. You offered to give me a prosthetic body or even a minor procedure the last time we met, but I'm doing fine without any of that stuff, and you got money to earn for yourself. I'm tired, so I'll be going now. I ran around the whole town chasing a cat all day. Good night, sis. That's a good hurt. That's a good hurt right there. Yep. Oh, you know, I knew that I wasn't gonna like reading this one. I knew this entry was gonna hurt my feelings, but man. Oh god, this game is gonna punch me in the gut a lot. I'm only like 3 or 4 hours into the story, so I imagine I haven't even begun to suffer emotionally yet. Okay. You have lots of things to prepare before you can jump into the fixer business. Starting with choosing equipment, you'll need clothes to protect your bodily accessories, etc. But before any of that, body augmentation comes first. There's no point in having masterful skills or fancy equipment if your body can't keep up, you know? And training hard isn't going to do it. There's a limit to training your body, and the fittest body is still no match for mechanical prosthetics or bionic organs. You gotta be able to keep your body intact to do anything, so you're pretty much forced to spend a fortune on it. General question about this world. Is this like a cyberpunk future kind of deal, or is this just like, it just has cybernetic augmentations, but it's not like going for a cyberpunk theme? Because I haven't seen the world beyond the library. I don't know what kind of aesthetic we're talking about here. There's a ton of methods to enhance your body. Exoskeletons, bionic surgeries, nano tattoos, prosthetic body parts, you name it. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at these nano tattoos. What the hell are we talking about here? Deciding what workshop tech to employ is up to preference and purpose. Some would want an insane muscular strength that could let them carry a power pole one-handed, and others would want ludicrous speed quick enough to skip over multiple blocks in a split second. It's so diverse, I could go on forever. You need any ability, they've got you covered. The only hurdle is money, and the same money is what gets you power. That's why the first thing we notice when we assess our foes is how much they've spent on their bodies. Oh, of course, some technologies patented by close groups like certain syndicates or rings are hard to get your hands on even if you have all the cash in the world. Just look at me though. It took a teensy little procedure for me to lift this humongous weapon with one hand. This is the kind of power you can get, you see? Body augmentation is more of a necessity than an option these days, so you'll want to study up on that. You don't want to stay a weakling when everyone else is getting their augmentations now, do you? You've seen bits of a city. Well, yeah, but not enough to know if this is like a cyberpunk style future or it's just doing its own thing. I was just curious. I don't know what kind of augmentations are available in this world, but I would want something that would like not necessarily make me fast, but like kind of, I don't know how to put this into words, but like make my brain process information like incredibly fast so that the world seems like it's moving in slow motion. You know, kind of like speed up time and my own processes. So it's not necessarily that I'm going faster. It's just, I don't know quite how to put it into words. I'm basically like, I'm just able to process information so much faster that the world slows down relative to me. Right, so let me see if I can find anything on nano tattoos on Library of Ruina. Let's see here. I am curious. Nope. Yeah, like a Sandevistan. Exactly like that. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that immediately. Yeah, I would love to have something exactly like a Sandevistan. Minus like the whole bleeding from the nose and cyberpsychosis thing, but you know, whoopsie doodle. Finn was bugling in many ways. Oh, don't be talking smack about my boy Finn, all right? Yeah, tattoos will be elaborated on in the main story. Okay, cool. Yeah, Googling revealed nothing. I just saw like a bunch of images of tattoos. I don't think Google quite knew what I meant. That's why I didn't switch screens. I was like, that might be a little dicey if Google gives me something bad. Finn was bugling in many ways. He had no talent. He refused to take modification procedures. All he armed himself with was a tiny weapon. I didn't exactly dislike him though. They say a delicate person like him is nothing short of pathetic here, but he had passion regardless, and he was going to be our colleague from now on. Besides, it's not too common to see such a passionate fellow in this grueling mess of a city. He was an interesting one. Then why'd I exploit them? Exploit is a rather harsh word to describe it, if you ask me. A sloppy kid like him would have gotten killed anyway, abducted in the back streets and fading away while witnessing his innards getting ripped from his body. It's one of the tamer examples I could give. In this city, worse things are happening here and there on a daily basis. If he didn't die there, he could have faced much more terrible fate somewhere else. Isn't that right? Never mind. This is all but rationalization. Think what you want. Enough. Alright. Oh, the one, the nameless ads. Society of Fixers is built entirely on meritocracy. The greater you are, the higher you can climb. On the other hand, if you don't have the capability, you should be thankful for any org that accepts you and stay low. Thing is, capability can mean many things. For some, it could be physical strength, and others might have superior intellect. It seems kind of unfair to me that they can make arbitrary evaluations of a concept that can be taken in so many different ways. Now that I think I have some hidden talent that deserves a better grade or anything, I do feel a bit upset, but I think I'm at the right place. The jobs I usually do, looking for lost cats at night. You can tell how low my spot is, yeah? I'm not a huge fan of the job I'm doing right now, of course. I mean, sure, I wouldn't say no to some flashy requests. I just accepted to carry on with my life. The Brotherhood of Iron, I am super curious about this one. These were the guys that are basically just planted their brains in robots for all intents and purposes, from what I remember. They basically just scoop out all these organic bits, just put me in the robot shell. Weren't they stuttering a lot? I remember each one like stuttering every... Setsuna, back me up here. They were stuttering when they were talking, right? I'm not seeing that here. It's funny, I was just playing this before I found your stream. Oh, well, welcome, Kaiser Caesar. So, I first played this game last Thursday, on last Thursday's stream, and I unlocked all these interesting lore bits. I jumped into it blind, so Setsuna, you'll have to forgive me for reiterating myself for those who just joined. But yeah, so I want to learn more about this world because I know nothing about this setting, and Library of Ruina apparently takes place in an established setting, so we're exploring it today. I forgot to mention this last stream on a tie. Both sides are dead. Victory goes to you. Oh, you mean like in... Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Why would they stutter in their inner thoughts? Oh, I don't know. They're machines. I didn't know if that was just like that they were literally stuttering or that was just a mechanical thing. So I don't know. I thought maybe I was just remembering it wrong. I frankly don't recommend replacing your entire body with a machine, especially with a cheap one. Aside from basic issues such as vulnerability to damage and creaky noises, cheap prosthetic bodies compromise too much. You're basically giving up all the joys of life. Can you imagine? You can't taste anything when you eat delicious food, and you can't feel the softness and coziness of a good bed. Wait, so they still... So the machines still eat? Do they... I'm confused. Hold up. Do they still eat? It sounds like they eat, but why would they? Am I not understanding something? You can't feel anything get stuck in your body, be it a piece of paper or a knife. That would drive me insane. The books are basically their thoughts put in the books. Their physical robot bodies... Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Your head remembers those feelings, but you can't experience them again. There are ways to overcome it, though. You can buy a desired stimulation chip and plug it into your brain, inject medications, or use other methods. They're just absurdly expensive. You're better off saving up for a more expensive prosthetic body if you really want your senses back. High-quality, pricey bodies come with sensory organs. As I always say, it's all about money in this world. They can't eat, they can't taste the dough. Yeah, I think they were saying they miss eating, but they can't because robots do. They don't eat, but if they wish to, they won't be able to taste. They don't need. Okay, yeah. So that's why I really want to know. Is like, do they have to eat? So what happens when they do eat? I mean, do they still have digestive processes, or is it just like it gets put into like a shredder inside their body? What happens? I'm so curious about this. And would you guys ever want to be in a robot body? I kind of would, to a degree. But at the same time, it's like, like what he says, like around here, it's like you're vulnerable to damage, you know. Like, obviously our human bodies are very fragile, but it can repair itself to a degree. But if something happens to your robot body, you gotta go to a mechanic of some kind. Like, can you imagine having to call Geico because you got a dent in your cranium? You guys into the void. Yeah, I'll accept that. What's your favorite food? That's the question I used to ask the most when I still had a human body. I love eating. Talking about food was a huge delight for me. We would share each other's tastes and preferences and sometimes head to a restaurant for a meal just like that. But now, my body's a machine, as you can see. I can't taste anything anymore. Thanks for pointing that out. Mo told me to stop dreaming about it. I still want to try more delicious foods though. Hot and flavorful, spicy and sweet, stuff like that. I guess this body is too cheap to restrain delusional thoughts like this. If we get more money and change our bodies to new ones, then maybe I'll stop these thoughts from getting in the way of my work. Yeah, I'm a massive foodie. So giving up that would be devastating to me. Now, let me ask you also, if you don't have their key page, you don't get to read the book. That's why you were missing one of the robot's books. Okay, yeah, I remember when I finished that fight, you remarked that I didn't get one of their key pages and I got unlucky. Oh well. We'll unlock them another day. I'm sure there will be a grind stream at some point. From what I hear, there's a fair amount of grind in the game, so I'll probably dedicate some time to actually stream a grind. If it were a top-notch body, maybe being able to quite literally upgrade myself would be nice, but it'd probably be weird social situations. I imagine so. Yeah, I imagine it's most awkward at the airport, if there are still airports in this world. I haven't heard anything about airplanes. Yeah, so tell me, what's your guys' favorite food? For me, it is a margarita pizza. And if you're not familiar with margarita pizza, it's basically just really simple: tomato sauce, mozzarella, basil, olive oil. It's so good, especially if it's like Neapolitan style pizza. If you've never had it, definitely go get yourself a Neapolitan pizza because you deserve it. All right. Good old Jason Voorhees. Trying to think what I picture this guy sounding like Bane, but without the accent.
Not entirely possible for a syndicate member to engage in fixer work or vice versa. It's a pretty common occurrence, actually. If you have the skills to back yourself up, multiple organizations will make sweet offers to recruit you. What matters the most here is the relationships you've built. Your fate depends on the things you've done, or karma in other words.
East Airport, when you have they have fast trains in this world? No idea.
We didn't start out as fixers at the beginning. No, we were in fact a part of a homicidal syndicate. Just see how intimidating we look. We used to be murder for hire in District 23. It was a small syndicate ran by Naoki. Naoki, I, and a few others, but our influence started to expand bit by bit since the young and talented Tayane joined us. Our current boss was originally the representative of an office we raided. They visited us once they heard that we shredded their fixers brutally and hung their ragged corpses on the streets like scarecrows. But they'll need people like us.
Man, McCullen's got a lot to say.
I thought we were just freaky with weird tastes, but looking back, now I get why they chose us. It's a strategy. Each office does all kinds of sensational stunts to attract the attention of potential clients in this oversaturated market. They hold radical events such as pay for one request, get one free.
I'm sorry, my mind was blown at the thought of a buy one, like a BOGO coupon for murder. What? That's crazy, actually.
Our group weapons into different grades and offer a free exchange for one of the most expensive ones, and the gullible clients fall for it. They don't know how much more than 1+1 deal actually costs, or how it has limitations on the grades of requests you can make. They don't bother looking up to check if the top grade weapons are in fact used ones. Seems our boss didn't want to add lies to this industry that's already full of filthy schemes, but they still had to catch people's eyes somehow, and this is the result. Hire guys like us and proudly advertise it. Fixers from a former syndicate will tear things up for you. You can count on us. Hang up a slogan like that, people get hooked up. If that suits their taste, that is.
Yeah, wordy little bastard. Yeah. Back then, we were still part of a killer syndicate. We got a client asking us to hunt some crazed syndicate. Buy one assassination, get one rescue for free. Oh god. Since you mentioned IDK, if you recommend this already, but the no grind mod deletes the grind. It's bearable for now, but imagine we have to do an hour-long boss fight multiple times. No, I've not heard of that. It was only kind of offhandedly mentioned to me that there will be grindy bits in this game. So I will definitely look into that. They were shaking like a drenched rat when they came in. I suppose they were scared of places like this. They asked us to catch the wicked criminals kidnapping people in these parts of the street they live in. We had one question though. It's nice that they're giving us a job, but why ask a syndicate like ours instead of going to the Zwei or other offices? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up the Zwei. You know, just make note of that for now. And they said they did try to request an office at first with the money raised by their neighbors, but then the office asked for a ridiculous sum of money, claiming that there's much preparation they need to take before they can uproot a whole syndicate. Poor fellow begged for help, but the office personnel didn't even flinch. Well, money is the only thing that gets fixers moving. That's understandable. And I think their friend recommended us to them while they were looking for another way. If I remember right, introduced us as a trustworthy syndicate, so they came all the way to our hideout. Trustworthy syndicate. It's a shame, really. I can still remember the client's head staring daggers at me, hanging from the top of a power pole. The syndicate paid us more cash. What could I do about it? We don't write official contracts or anything, so the highest bidder gets our favor. No use glaring at me like that, pal. We were told by a new client to hang their head and guts out in the street to make an example of them. Those sick fucks even use some kind of singularity to keep them alive. I hate that. So there's a singularity out there that will just stop you from dying and you can just suffer like that. Oh boy. I hate everything having to do about that. Quite honestly, I hate it. Okay. Alright then. Alright, so now we got to talk about the Zwei. I remember the Zwei coming up during the game. The Zwei Association, one of the associations of the city. Oh, really? I never would have guessed. Thank you for clearing that up. Specializing in civil protection and peacekeeping. The section is fought in the library and blah 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 blah. Okay, so not much. So it's just they specialize in civil protection and peacekeeping. I wanted to guess that there was an association specializing in protecting people, but I guess you are kind of protecting future clients in its own way. And the healing one, surely if I singularity would never be. No, never. Look, is this not the face of a trustworthy and merciful individual? I think it is. You know, I'd leave my children with this dude, obviously. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look up that no grind mod after the stream. Yep. There you go. Butcher. District 23 is the street of flavor. Everything is permitted in the pursuit of making delicious dishes, even dismembering humans. Isn't that exciting? A guest walked into a restaurant for a meal, but then the chef fell in love with them. They had the perfect amount of tenderness and girth. The chef pulled out a knife, and the guest ended up on a plate. You'll become the food you appreciated one day, and others will appreciate that what you've become. It's a common story often told in these streets. Well, if you become the main character of one of those tales, be honored. It means that the chef saw you as excellent meat. This is one of the best compliments you can hear in District 23. The more you know. Surely no no, never. No, the singularities are the most top tier of respected tools and would only be used as a matter of last resort. Never to enforce one's own agenda, ever. Ludicrous to even suggest it. So I'm assuming I didn't get the key page for those for that cannibal husband and wife duo from earlier. Who'd have thought these things were rare? Butchering a human is a lot simpler than butchering other animals. Most of them are smaller than us, which means we can subdue them right away even if they try to resist. I'm not saying you necessarily have to be tall to be a butcher, so don't be discouraged. Anyway, humans can be a bit noisy, but they're all very handy to deal with overall, since there's little to worry about compared to other meats. Yeah, I didn't. Singularities being used for greed. Never. Absolutely not, Triber. Never. A ludicrous thing to even suggest. There no such shenanigans. Absolutely no such shenanigans would ever take place. I mean, just what were we even thinking about trying to suggest such a thing? These are honorable individuals all around. He was absolutely like Triber. I don't know if you caught that stream last Thursday, but oh my god, I was furious. That dude stole her cake. Like, how dare you, sir? That gets you the death penalty right there. He's like the one character I felt the least bad killing up until a little bit later. But you know, these things just kind of happen. You know, it turned out that he replaced the cake shortly before I killed him. So, you know, my bad. You know, you should have made that announcement a little bit earlier. He bought her for, yeah, sure did. I was yeah, that was a moment for me. I murdered him. I felt satisfaction, like, yes, I finally feel justified in killing somebody because they stole that young lady's cake. And then, you know, she started crying and then found out that he'd replaced the cake. And I was like, oh, no, never mind. I'm still a monster. Whoopsie doodle. Listen, you know, my bad. Let's see, butchering a human is a lot simpler than butchering other animals. Most of them are smaller than us, which means we can subdue them right away even if they try to resist. Well, I'm not saying you necessarily have to be tall to be a butcher, so don't be discouraged. Anyway, humans can be a bit noisy, but they're very handy to deal with overall, since there's little to worry about compared to other meats. Besides the 8 chefs, oh god, now I gotta look up the 8 chefs. Oh bloody hell. Is there, let's see here. I'll keep reading in a moment. Just gonna Google this now so that I don't forget. There we go. All right. Says the 8 chefs. For them, human meat is the one and only ingredient that matches their pursuit. Some buzz about how the process of cooking should be part of the flavor. You can't do that with any meat, so you better watch it. If you dare wander this part of town, your destination might end up being a dining table. Finally, you didn't feel justified killing Yun. I totally know which one Yun is. Hold up. I know who Yun is. No. Here's the thing about Yun, right? Like, I don't like how he was talking about Finn, but he wasn't like antagonistic. You know, he just had a very firm idea of where they were in the hierarchy, and you know, it's not personal. It was professional. So I didn't like his indifference. I didn't like how he looked down on him, but at the same time, I can't muster up any actual hatred for him. Like, I think at the time I was a bit more sore about it because I had just executed Finn, so I needed someone to take it out on. But in general, I don't look down on Yoon for it. It's just our famous, yeah, I figure as much. We're gonna read about them right now, as a matter of fact. What about this? Oh, interesting. Ingredients we get today are greasy. It's like a Reaper scythe. Okay. The eight chefs. The eighth chef. Oh, it's just the eighth chef in particular, not the eight chefs. Okay, here we go. Oh, hold on, nothing. Oh, okay. Well, ain't that just swell? Getting booked is less bad than getting attacked by sweet. Well, yeah, true. We do at least make it quick. Also, don't worry about these terms you don't get yet. 99% of them are explained in this game. That being said, I also find Wikipedia rabbit holes fun, so I do find it a little fun. I definitely... Yeah, I was not aware that a lot of the... I wasn't aware that these I unlock like by random chance. I thought the key pages that Setsuna was referring to last stream was just like equipment, like the key pages I equip when making decks and stuff like that. I didn't realize that I was missing out on the lore stuff. Kind of upset about that, really. So this no grind mod, yeah, that's why I stop after like the description. Like, okay, I'm good. I just need to know what the hell you're referring to. I don't care about anything else right now. So this no grind mod, is that like a Steam Workshop thing, or do I actually have to like get a mod loader and things like that for this game? Yeah, I very fortunately realized that it did not say 8 chefs, it said 8th chef. And I was like, oh, bail out. Bail out of that right now. Steam Workshop. Oh, thank God. I hate messing with modelers. Trying to get the one for Fallout New Vegas to work back in the day was a nightmare. Give me one sec. Base mod and achievement unlocker. I imagine we'll unlock a fair amount of achievements as we go. Well, since I've already reached the end of all of those, let me go ahead and install it now, and let's go unlock some more pages. Let's learn more about the world all over again. 1 second. Going to the Steam Workshop. Achievements for using mods. Okay. It's one of those games. Let's see here. Browse items. Most popular 1 week. Absolutely not. Let's see here. There's the achievement unblocker. Take that. And let's see. Where is that no grind mod at? Where are you at? Let's see, pages are no grind. There we go. All right, download those real quick, and then we'll jump in and we'll collect the ones that I already missed. Give it 1 second. It's validating 449 kilobytes. There's so much to validate. Goodness gracious me. A whole 449 kilobytes. I mean, we could just go to the moon with that kind of data. These offhand terms and names that I mentioned are like 8% of the force handling just for future events, so it's really scary whenever you Google it and don't know. I just picture like I'm trying not to spoil things, and everyone in the chat is just like having that Kermit the Frog nail biting GIF meme going on right now. Just like, oh god, there's a spoiler right there. He's just like, if he reads one more sentence, he's going to unlock the biggest secret of this game. No. Well, I'm glad I'm providing suspenseful content as I read. I'm tempted to Google more things and see like how close I can get to spoiling something. Although in fairness, I'm probably dense enough that I would read a spoiler and completely not realize I read a spoiler. Okay, seriously, why are you still validating? 449 kilobytes should be done. There we go. Bloody hell. Let's see here. I'm assuming. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna be tech dumb for a moment here. So I'm assuming to use the workshop stuff, I have to activate the Library of Ruina with mods, right? You already have what? Oh, I read a spoiler and didn't realize it. Awesome. Don't tell me what that is for obvious reasons. Yes. Okay. Very cool. I thought as much. I just wanted to check. Womp womp. I guarantee you that it would have gone over my head even if I had context. I want that. I want that. Boosh.
Open the curtains.
No curtains. None of that, and shame on you. Oh, let the opening play. I'm sorry. Can I replay it from here? I feel bad now. No, we'll just restart the game. Forget. You want the opening to play? I will allow the. Oh, I got a train card. I don't know how I did that, but I got it. I did it, Ma. I got a trading card. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now. No Vertons. I don't know what that means.
Open the curtains.
Oh, no curtains. I got it now. My bad.
Don't miss a moment of this experiment. Oh, the book is strange.
Oh, oops. Okay, so if you press any button, it skips the opening. Got it. Okay, I was trying to yeah. I would certainly recommend playing again. It was a fun game. I was trying to switch between my sprites to make it look like I was rocking out to the music, and apparently that caused me to skip the opening. Third time's the charm. Don't worry about it. Well, I mean, what's a stream without a little bit of scuff? Am I right? The book is... My bad. Listen, just because I'm a streamer doesn't mean I'm good at my job, all right? I'm working on it. All right, there. Hand is off the mouse and keyboard. I'm not gonna touch anything.
Don't miss a moment of this experiment. Oh, the book is strange. Like clockwork orange. Keep your eyes buttered till the end. Which you are going to be? Inside the mirror, do you see someone else in your body? Transforming one hand, two hand, three hand, turning rose and like a doggy. Till I finish my beat, cut it off, cut down your nose. Honest love or loyalty is gonna get you killed. You may will build all convenient theories for the puppets on TV. There's comfort in the strings if you're gonna control me. At least make it interesting theatrically. When does it hit for me? Think I am done with everything. Now I'm ready to leave. Dragging out one line, two lines, three lines. Connect our hands when I no longer can live on knowledge alone. You gave me strength, hopeful curiosity. You're still happy answers I for my discovery. What's the color of the electric sheep you see? And if you love me, can you love your everything too for me?
There, I did it. I actually played the opening. I didn't play skip it. Oy. All right, let's go get that missing lore. I don't. Is there a way I can find out which ones I'm missing? I know I'm not missing any of those. I don't think I'm missing any of these. I might be missing one of the fixers. I'm not sure. I'm missing one of the Brotherhood of Iron for sure. Help me out. Is there another like nameless? I'm proud of me too, Setsuna. Thank you. Is there another like nameless fixer page that I need? I assume because it says page 1, there's one that I'm missing at least. I also... You got all the unit office. Okay, so I need the Brotherhood of Iron. Let's see here. This one. Awesome rewards. Okay. Oh. You can check if you have at least one of their books. Okay. Stop it. How can I check? How does check? How does do? Got him. I think chat is face palming. I forgot to mention this yesterday, but you can see enemy targets, clashes, and your targets with 1, 2, and 3. Wait. Yep. Oops. Sorry, the hotkey for my BRB stream is 3. So, whoopsie. Burn book section. Oh, burn books. Oh god, is this what the mod did? Oh dear lord. I got all the things. I seem to have them now. Okay. So I'm assuming this is what the mod did. Basically just gave me everything. Dear lord. So let me see here. So we got Mo and Consta. Okay. So who? Book of Arnold. That's the one. Also, I'm gonna ask this because I'm new to the channel, but what's your knowledge of this universe? I have no knowledge of this universe. I jumped in completely blind. I played 3 or 4 hours of it last Thursday, and we got to about here-ish. This is where we were at. So anything that is not past this point, or even before it, really, that like this is as much of this universe. 4 out of 4 is how many you're missing. What does that mean, 4 out of 4? Oh, I see what you're saying. That 4 out of 4. Got it. Okay. In the interest of keeping things somewhat kosher, I'm just gonna get the stuff that I'm just gonna get the one that I'm missing there. Great start. Library of Ruina is one of the best. Oh, there's 3 games? Oh my lord. So Culver suffering, in my opinion, is the correct one. More power to you, Kubicum. So, question in regards to this interface. So, I have Mo's page, and that says 0 out of 2. While Book of Arnold says 4 out of 4, and Finn, which I definitely have, is 3 out of 4. So, what do these numbers mean? I'm confused. It's as if you did the fight infinite times. Oh yeah, but I'm gonna try not to abuse it if I don't have to. You know what I mean? There, I'll just get what I need and I'll move on. So I don't want the game to be easy. Well, I'm guessing it probably wouldn't be easy even if I did do that. How many copies? Got it. So if I already have 4 out of 4, why can't I read Arnold's entry? Or do I have to be Arnold again in order to get the Arnold entry I don't get from burning the books? He needs, trust me, it won't be easy with this. You need 0 out of 4. Also, do I have to, it means that there are 4 out of 4 available in the gacha. Okay. Got it. Alright, so just go ahead and burn 4. Burn them books. Alright, there we go. So did I do it? Yeah, there's 4. So now they'll be here. Hey, there we go. Booyah. Nice.
The city consists of 25 nests and 25 districts of the back streets that surround those nests, and countless offices and syndicates reside in the back streets. You know what? That's a surefire way for a syndicate to make a name for itself among all the competitors. The simplest method is office raiding. You literally storm into an office and wreak havoc on it. You never know who will be the winner until you fight. It could stop at a good beating and one side surrendering, but some syndicates raid offices out of pure boredom and kill everyone. Each syndicate has its own way of operation. It goes without saying that the syndicate has more fame to gain out of raiding a high-grade office filled with seasoned fixers. So the offices have a way to stay sharp at all times, but you'll also have to watch it. If you misjudge your opponents, you'll end up dead before you could try anything.
Start investigating this management hell. Essentially roguelike. While Limbus Company has a great story, but it's a gacha game, so yeah. I've never been big on gacha games, just generally speaking. I played Fate Grand Order quite a bit. I at least beat the main story on that one, but that's kind of because I'm hopelessly in love with the Fate franchise, so I could kind of swallow. The thing that always bugged me about gacha games in general, in terms of the concept, is I like character. You know, I dislike when I'm just presented with character archetypes where they just take like one trait and just exaggerate it to the nth degree, which is a lot of gacha games, because they go a lot more for quantity rather than quality in regards to character writing. And there are exceptions to that, I'm sure. But there's also this weird break between gameplay and story where, you know, you're buying up all these characters in whatever system it has. Like I think in Genshin they call them witches or whatever. You're just getting all these copies of these characters, and you're effectively just throwing them in some kind of glorified shredder for resources, because you don't need the copies. You just need the one that you're going to power up. And that's the thing that's always bothered me about gacha games, generally speaking. But yeah, that probably wouldn't be for me. Let's see, love coordinated for everyone. I think, yeah, this game came highly recommended to me. I sent out a post on Blue Sky. Follow me on Blue Sky if you don't already, by the way. Looking for games like this, because I love games with deep lore and story and characters that I can really sink my teeth into. And one of the top things I got recommended to was Library of Ruina, and I had never heard about it prior to that. So every now and then posting on social media gets you something cool. Nimbus doesn't have that, luckily, since the way gacha works is really different. Essentially you pull off different versions of the same characters, so they all go into the same 12 characters. I see. Well, I may or may not look into that. I don't know if I'll actually play it, but I'll at least look it up. I see, so I think I'm missing a bunch of these nerds. Let's go back over here. Page, so I need to burn 2 of those, if I'm understanding correctly. I need to burn 4 of those, and 3 of those. Boom! A lot of bleed. I can't wait to like really start going heavy on burn. I love damage over time. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant. Alright, let's see. Hook office. There we go. We read. So I read you, and I read you. Yeah, okay, so these 2 nerds. I remember this dude. I don't remember this one. Whatever, I guess my mind's just going. Not guaranteed T-pay, so you may need to burn more. Oh, okay. Yeah, DOTs are always fun. Yeah, I'm a big DOT kind of guy. Anytime there's some kind of turn-based strategy game where DOT is on the table, I 100% go for it. I'm that player in all the games that offers that kind of fun. If you like Ruina after playing it, then you should totally, at the very least, watch story playthroughs of Limbus, because it's as deep lore as Ruina. Here's my thing, right, is that I don't mind looking, like, if I know I'm gonna hate something, I will generally look up a lore thing for it so I can have someone explain it to me. But if something is really well written, I like that there's a strong DOT layer, I'll keep my eye out for it. But if a story is really well done, I still will buy it and play it. And I'll do that for two reasons. Number one, vote with your wallet. I want more of this. Give me more good story. And number two, I still feel bad for all the devs to put their time into it. It's like, I'm just not even going to play the game. I feel bad for them. So it's just like, it feels disrespectful in a way to me. I'm not saying it actually is disrespectful, but I feel bad when I do it like that. So I will still, if I'm really interested in it, I will buy it and play it, even if it's not really my thing. But we'll see. I've only just jumped into this. Who knows how invested I'll get? I imagine pretty invested. How's my new weapon? Isn't it sick? Union Co. is the go-to workshop brand for raid-made bionic weapons and equipment. Their prices are pretty reasonable compared to most procedures and workshop weapons too. On top of superb performance, you can replace or attach them easily without having to worry about allergies, so it's pretty damn handy, you see? Oh, bionic equipment is pretty simple. It's like a weapon you attach to your body. It's not all scary or dangerous. No, not at all. Though it could feel a bit awkward when you use it for the first time. In my case, I accidentally ripped Naoki's clothes while walking by and cut my own cheek when I flailed it out of frustration, but now I've gotten used to it. I feel as if I have three hands. If you have trouble finding the perfect procedure weapon for you, try bionic equipment. I guarantee it's good. This is an interesting concept to me. This is like Doc Ock without the mic controlling tentacles. Oh, Naoki. There's a huge variety of workshops, as diverse as syndicates and fixers are. Weapons need individuality to stand out in this day and age. Old-fashioned swords or guns won't stand a chance against modern weapons loaded with new technology, I bet. From cheap and common gear to bionic equipment like the one I'm gonna say this person's name wrong, Taine's using, to equipment with ridiculous abilities that's almost indistinguishable from magic. Don't get too hyped though. More options means you need to be more cautious about choosing the one right for you. If you had time and money, you could buy them all and test them out at your leisure. But we have neither, do we? Question from Doc, you say, yeah, like in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. You know, he's got those robotic tentacles that basically are just like messing with his mind. I don't know if that's the way it works in the comics or not. I haven't read the comics. Yeah, these are cool. These are cool character designs for sure. General question, like when I'm equipping these characters, I don't know if the lore says anything about this or not. When I'm equipping these characters' key cards to like my librarians, do they temporarily gain augments and stuff like that, like from a lore perspective, or is this one of the things where the gameplay and the story kind of separate? Like, obviously I'm able to use their abilities, but like, do their bodies actually change is what I want to know. Or was I? If you had the time and money, you could buy them all and test them out at your leisure, but we have neither, do we? Just buy the things others recommend without doing your own research, though. That's one of the stupid things you could do. Might fit them, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll have a good time with it. Still confident that you can wield them all? Get real, buddy. Workshop equipment is not your average weaponry. So before you choose your weapon, observe others carefully. See if any workshop products might suit you. Having keen eyes is all a part of our skills. Guess why people choose us and our office out of the tough fixers out there. Yeah, they're basically wearing their body. Didn't like the phrasing of that. Listen, I know you're right, but everything gameplay actually gets more explained in the lore. Nice. I always hate when games have like their story and gameplay separate. It drives me nuts. All right, let's see what the. I think that's it for them. Pierre's Bistro. Right. Back in there. No, it's in here. I knew that. 2 out of 2. Burn them books. Burn them books. Burn them books. Alright. I think we had that one already, but Pierre will be new. There we go. So there's that, and then we need Jack. I still need the Cake Stealer's key page. Is that not here? Where's the Cake Stealer's key page? Okay, there's Jack. Mars, there we go. Okay, yeah. Got it. The Project Moon is a type of studio where specific gameplay features are canned to a story. Oh, excellent. I love that for me. Then we need Lulu. Alright, nope. I think we need one more for Lulu, yeah? Yeah. It's gold! Yeah, there we go. And, yep, done there. And then Lulu's friend. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in 9. Yep, there we go. Then nothing there. Okay, there we go. Fidenza. Stop it. Alright, so we rip both of you, yeah? Yeah, okay. Pierre. Most cooks who live here have the same dream, becoming one of the 8 chefs. They're the people who pursue the ultimate delicacy. Their way of cooking it will give you a thrill just hearing about it. You don't feel it? No. I'm sure you can feel it inside. I sound crazy? Yeah, listen up, you stubborn square. This is why I can't talk with people whose brains are too old. They taste bad too. There's a limit to the flavors people can draw forth. The height of taste that the human tongue can feel isn't as impressive as you might think, really. Most delicious food doesn't come close to sending chills down your spine. At most, it's just good enough to make your eyes spin. And the food you guys casually eat going, tasty, are way below that. So many chefs gather around one time, pondering what to do to pursue a taste beyond this limit, and then inspiration struck them at the same time like lightning. What if they supplemented the experience into taste, something beyond what the tongue can feel? You know, they say the presentation of food adds to its taste, right? What if the whole process of cooking could be tasted? They performed several experiments in an attempt to make that dream come true. So? What do you mean, so? I would be trying so hard if there was an end to the delicacy. All of the chefs are continuing their research to this day, seeking more stimulating flavors, and I just want to be as good as their stain on their apron at least. Yeah, this one went off. Maybe give Lakeman Pierre's outfit and customization. Maybe. Our source of cooking ingredients are syndicates specializing in butchery. The kinds of meat they treat and how they process it differs for each syndicate, so you should pick your caterer carefully. Our meat pie bistro used to frequently trade with the musicians of Bremen and Little Piggies. The musicians of Bremen provide large quantities of meat, though it wasn't exactly the freshest. Shattered chips of bones were often in the meat, and the mixture of different types would create an odd flavor. Still was a reliable supplier of ingredients all in all. Outside of special occasions, we'd use them for making experimental dishes or sausages. Speaking of, sausages are made from a mix of several different kinds of meat. You can even find a rat inside at times. Anyway, we rarely sold the dishes made out of their meat other than the sausages. They'd never treat their meat nicely before handing it to us. The meat from Little Piggies is pricey and comes in small quantities, but its quality is good. We even got the highest grade meat sometimes if we were lucky. Just looking at the meat from Little Piggies fills me with ideas about how to cook it and makes my mouth water. That's how appealing the meat looks, but the price is rather heavy, so we used it for important dishes or foods we serve to customers. But both syndicates suddenly said they're no longer selling ingredients for some reason, so now Pierre and I have to pioneer a new supply chain on our own. I don't think this is all too bad though. I enjoy working with Pierre a lot. See an example of mechanics integrated at the start of the game, where Angela mentions how no one can die in this place and how Roland would revive even if he did. Explains how you being illiterate. Oh. Aha. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I also don't like the implication that Finn can just be put into an endless cycle of death. Don't like that at all. Why you went on time? Anyway, this is a rabbit hole universe, so it's perfect for what you want. Absolutely. I love being able to dive into a story. I've posted one short already where I kind of do a little bit of story analysis from the game Mouthwashing, which was the first game I streamed. Hell of a way to start, by the way. I plan on doing a lot more shorts where I dive into lore analysis or theory and character analysis, so this game looks like it'll give me a lot of content in the future, which is awesome. Also, the reason why you can replay fights is because the receptions are already recorded in the library, so you can replay them. Lovely. Where were we? Streetlight office. A peacekeeping office provides protection for requested territories for a certain period of time. Lulu's is one of those offices. Where are they protecting against, you ask? The city, obviously. What I'm saying is their job is to keep the area safe from all sorts of happenings and incidents that occur in the city. Of course... Stop it. Of course, there won't be much to do if the area is too small or peaceful. But man, compared to us who have to wait indefinitely for someone to make a request, Lulu's living a good life. At least she does something, and they don't have to worry about starving to death even if they don't get requests. That's why you use not grind, so you'll have to torment vent. Exactly, but unfortunately I'm sure there are many players who still do. Which is no, absolutely I will not do that. No, Tribar. Go sit in the corner, you're in timeout. Hashtag hugs for Finn. Man, that's the one that's one that I don't think we're gonna top that in this game. That was the most painful one to kill. I don't think we're topping that. Am I having? I could have sworn this character had hair. Maybe whatever. You're filling this tale. Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. Not since the likes of Undertale have I played the villain. Well, thank God I didn't even play the villain in Undertale because I never did genocide route. As her friend, it's unfortunate that Lulu is struck with grief. I don't have any tears to shed for her, though. I've got my share of rough experiences. I'm just not sharing it with others. Well, I did say I'll help her out, but the truth is, my office figured that we could find plenty of valuable loot in the library. And that's pretty tempting. Everyone is probably thinking the same thing as me. I mean, what dummy would actually head to such a dangerous place motivated purely by a friend's sob story? That kind of intimate and deep relationship is long gone from this world, especially in this business. That's why I can't understand Lulu. Sure, let's say that her colleague died there. Even then, she should be valuing her own life, shouldn't she? She can be so stupid at times. Well, I have to go live with her anyway. Is Lulu's friend page 2? That's a good question. I didn't even notice that this said page 1 and 3. I guess I have to burn more books. We'll get there in a second. Actually, it's an interesting question because I always thought that replaying reception is just replaying it. Theorizing record explain that Angela can actually free people in the books. Aha! Are you actually finding a light projected version of them, or is it just them? I would think, and this is just me, calm down, buddy. Spoiler stuff there. This is the impression I'm getting from what little I've seen of this game, right? Is that the book has recorded effectively everything about them. Like, that book contains them in their entirety, the sum of their parts and everything beyond that. So when they're brought out of the book, it is them. It's just a copy of them as they were when they got booked, shall we say. If anyone's familiar with Soma, a similar concept then, we're just kind of copying and pasting as we need to. Not that there's a difference from their perspective, I would imagine. You know, they would still say that they're the real one, even though the real one's very much dead. Oh, I wouldn't give to have this channel sponsored by the Soda Cactus Cooler. Anyway, I will go dig for Lou's friend page 2 in a moment. Ah, crap. Another day without work. Fantastic. There's gotta be some case for us. Yeah, some case for us to take care of, like fly tipping or something. Is fly a specific thing in this world? Or I don't think she's talking about the bug in this context. I'm gonna forget how to move at this rate. If I told my friends about this, they're gonna whine. They're so gonna whine like, well, isn't it a good thing that you have a lot of free time? Or, you're well off. We're about to starve from the lack of requests. Those dummies. Think about it for a moment. You need results to promote to better fixer grades and see some growth in your office, right? And that's gonna lead to higher income for us. For now, I'm stuck with working with my boss Sand in some dork shaped like a ball of rice cake. But things could be better in this in the future, yeah? It's not like I have problems with my coworkers. I'm just talking about stuff like weapons and office interior. You know, these kind of things. You get what I mean. I do bicker with Mars and snap at him often, yes, but that doesn't mean I hate him. Sans and Mars are both precious colleagues to me. Though, yeah, I know what you're about to say. If fixers develop private feelings for each other, it could be much harder to bear whatever happens down the line. I know what I'm doing is stupid. I have wits, unlike Mr. Rice Cake Face. But we're humans. It's just something that can't be helped. How can we just strictly detach ourselves from one another and focus on work? I tried acting nonchalant. I did, but I guess I can't do it. Stan said he feels the same. I got envy Mars for being cool-headed all the time. It's very much an existential hell to think about it. Like, just imagine, like, I picture from their perspective again, because the book, if my point of view on the books is correct, you know, from their perspective, they just died, and then all of a sudden they're back in the battlefield, and with no real idea what happened. And they're not even aware that they're a copy. They just think that the battle's all of a sudden just continuing. They got a second chance, and then we just kill them again. And it's like, sorry, we're just doing it because we want to burn more books. Sucks to suck, kid. My mother was a fixer with high grades that every one of my peers would dream of reaching. She was the envy of all, a radiant individual who received endless supplies of various expensive equipment and garnered constant recruit from other offices. Does that mean I had a safe, comfortable childhood under the care and wealth of such a wonderful person? Had that been the case, I would have earned a position in one of the wings already. Being the son of a high-rank fixer, I was often targeted by syndicates opposing her, and my mother's acquaintances held high expectations for me. At first, I was okay with their expectations. I was already dreaming to follow the path of my mother. In fact, I was hoping to live up to it and hear complaints such as, "I knew you could make it," from others. Yes, I'm going to become a great fixer just like my mother. Then she'll be proud of me one day, right? She'll proudly say, "That's my boy," in front of others. I studied hard day after day, taking no breaks in between. Countless times I held my sword with a strong resolve, and many days I spent weeping alone. Even if I faced setbacks and failures, I believed I could overcome them and stand strong like the protagonist of a movie, as if I could actually be someone great. But in the end, I grew into an ordinary, aspiring fixer, and I learned that I was only an average person with no talent to show off. When I entered an ordinary office with my ordinary capabilities, my mother seemed very glad to hear the news. She said an associate office of this way is a good start, and that I'll certainly be able to become successful if I work my way up slowly. However, I was greatly disappointed in myself. I couldn't look my mother in the eyes until I said my final goodbyes and left the house. Oy. gives you as your first golden page. I wasn't aware that there were. What's the difference? Are we talking here? I did notice that there were different colored pages, but I thought that was just like a visual thing. Does it actually mean something in game? All right, so let's see here. So I need Lulu's friend page 2. Where did I get that? Is there no page 2? Okay. One moment. This one, no. Oh, Lulu's only got 2 friends. Oh yeah, they did have hair. I knew it. They did have hair. I wasn't tripping. Gold pages are generally limited stronger. Plus your max. Oh, okay. Individual golden page. Very cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I knew this person had hair. I knew it. I wonder if that's a glitch or if it just like randomizes the appearance. Go back there. Yeah, they don't look anything the same. Must just be some kind of randomized appearance. So when you say I can only get 1 golden page, do you mean like per category? So like I can only get 1 in the Street Life offices, but in the Pierre's Bistro I can get another one? Or I assume you don't mean like the entire game. I can only get 1. Appearances are randomized. Okay. I don't know why it took the bald one for me to understand that. You turned them bald by booking them. Oops. Yeah, we didn't record the hair in the pages. We ran out of ink on that one. My bad. Okay, so every character has a golden page. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. I think that's... So I'm assuming that the... What's it? You can only get 1 copy of golden pages. Yeah, okay. So I'm assuming the abnormalities don't have any key pages. Like they're just our extra dudes. Because these are all cutscenes. And that just replaced cutscene. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Just checking. No, some characters have a golden page. Okay. So some have a golden page and some do not, is what you're telling me. I guess that would make sense for the minions. Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm caught up on the lore. No, these are just some fight buffs. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just making sure I wasn't missing a key page for them that I could read. Let me try it. Many times you burn bricks, you will never gain more than the limit a certain character has, which is why even if you abuse the no grind, it's still fair, since that's what's expected. Okay, that's fair. Oh, I didn't even know it was a thing, so I'm just happy to be there. All right. Yeah, this is an interesting world for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of this game and getting even deeper into it. Last Thursday we only played for like 3 or 4 hours. I just that was all the time that I had, so I didn't get too far. But hopefully on Thursday we can get... It's just infinite prayer time. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm hoping that tomorrow we can get even further. I don't know how long this game's story is, but I looked up when I was getting ready for the initial premiere stream of this. I looked at the average playtime, and Google said that the average playtime is about 160 hours. So I don't know how long. I don't know how relevant that is in regards to grind or how long the story is, but we're definitely going to be digging real deep into this game for a while. I imagine there's a lot to chew on. And it's performing pretty well. My most popular stream has been Library of Ruina. Both times I've hit my personal best. As long as it also depends on how cracked you are. I don't know what that means, but I'm okay with long games. We're definitely gonna play this at where you grind. You can probably be in under 100. Okay. Either way, I'm definitely gonna be having fun with it, and we'll be playing it at least. That's more so of a difficulty. I've heard this game gets quite hard later on. I don't know how far away we are away from the eventual game over bloodbath that I'm bound to face. Being 60, why be at 165? Because I got stuck for weeks multiple times. You fill me with confidence, Triber. We'll see. Hopefully by then my yeah, I would say that. Let's see here. So I've seen a 6-hour speedrun. That's insanity. Speedrunners blow my mind sometimes with what they do. And yeah, that sounds like insanity to me, but I imagine skipping all the cutscenes skips a large portion of that. Hope depending on how long this game is, my 1.0 model could come out before I finish this. That'd be kind of wild. Who knows? Not me. So there we go. With that smooth jazz. Is it jazz? I don't know. I'm not a musician. Yeah, this is a very interesting world. I'm looking forward to finding out a lot more about it as we play through the game. And we're gonna play a lot more of it tomorrow. Basically at the same time. This one started at 3 p.m. CST, and we're gonna play the game more tomorrow. It's 3 p.m. CST as well. And I don't know how much longer we have until I start having to bang my head against the wall trying to complete it, but we will find out. And I'm very much looking forward to finding out more about Netzach, because we met Netzach. I'll tell you when you finish it. We're still in the tutorial section. Oh my dear lord. We ran into Netzach at the end of the previous stream, and he's already like my favorite character. I love him. He's great. So I can't wait to see what he can do and what he has to say and the naps he'll take. He's gonna be great. I want to buy him a cake. First playthrough is always the most interesting. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Yeah, that's gonna do it for the lore stream of it. Now that I'm all caught up, tomorrow we're gonna love Netzach. Oh, I'm glad it's not just me. Like the moment I ran into him, he was just napping. It's like, oh god, what a big mood. You're in the tutorial section for a long while. Oh, I love games that have long tutorials because you know you're gonna need it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, we are in for a time of it. He was my main floor I used for most of the game. Well, I probably will too, if only because I like him. I don't think he's the one that is specialized for burn. I don't know that, but I would imagine he's not specialized for damage over time. But I'll find a way to make it work. I do enjoy doing things that don't quite make sense but are amusing to me. So if nothing else, it's just lore accurate for Netzach. It just means that he has to put in less effort to do things. He just lets the enemy just get themselves sorted over time, and he can take a nap. So I'm just gonna say it's lore accurate Netzach and call that a day. Tutorial, but learning from suffering is kind of a tutorial. That's, I mean, From Software basically built their entire empire on that. Netzach is healing based now on my watch. He's gonna be burn based in a minute. Malkuth is the burn floor. Okay, very good, very good. I'm super excited to finally get burn going, because bleed just don't do it for me, because that only lasts one turn, and that is just not gonna fly. That's most definitely not gonna fly. And I find that interesting that like bleed only lasts one turn, so you can stack bleed up, but then bleed just all goes away at once. And I find that kind of funny. It's just like I just picture them like suddenly becoming aware that they're bleeding and being like, oh, hold up, let me put a band-aid on. And then burn, from what I recall, just like it uses up half the burn every turn. From what I remember, I didn't actually get to use burn last time because I didn't unlock any actual burn. Very sad. Very, very sad. Okay, but what if ooh. Oh, and that Setsuna understands the assignment. What if Bleen and Bird Bleen? What if Bleen? How does English? Does anyone know how to English? I'm broken. What if bleed and burn fused? I mean, I'm all on board with that. I don't know exactly what that would look like. Is that how From Software made Bloodborne? Is that what that is? Is Bloodburn? I don't know. All right. Oh, uh, would that just cauterize the wound? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Bleed and bird. Yeah, exactly. A bleed and bird. We're gonna bleed and bird them today if that's what we got. That's how we work on down in here in the library. Mm-hmm. Cletus. All right. Well, I'm gonna start closing up shop here. I'm gonna make some dinner and talk about that stats effect. Oh, there's that stats effect apparently. All right. Looking forward to finding out what that is. But yeah, I'm gonna close up shop for the night. I'm gonna make some dinner and pretend to be a productive member of society and get some things cleaned up and ready for tomorrow. So I hope you all, thanks all for hanging out with me today, and please hang out with me again tomorrow as we continue the game and I will. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, 3 p.m. CST for tomorrow. Follow me on Blue Sky if you haven't already. And of course, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff that makes the YouTube algorithm happy. And you all have a fantastic night. Love you guys.